Thank you for gathering here today, friends, family, colleagues. Today I'll be speaking with you about a very debatable topic, especially in the sports world today. Should Division I athletes be paid? So what's the problem with the Division I athletes not paying athletes? Here's some of the issues. Collegiate athletes are robbed financially every single year. Division I schools collectively bring in billions of dollars each year. This is amongst multiple teams throughout the NCAA, which I'll get into a little bit later in the presentation. It is not fair to Division I athletes whose families are not financially stable to not receive any sort of compensation. There should be no poor D1 athletes. Oftentimes it's a misconception from fans, even including myself. You see players behind a camera playing well. You don't really think about how they're living outside of the court or outside of their respective sport. In reality, it's about 20% of athletes that are unfortunately considered poor. They play at these top schools, LSU, UNC Chapel Hill, yet they still live as a poor person would. Let's get the facts. It's 450,000 students that play in the NCAA across the board. This is Division I, Division II, and Division I. Of those 450,000 students, 32,000 of them played for Division I schools. According to WalletHub.com, the NCAA brings in $9.15 billion amongst the 231 D1 schools in the NCAA. According to TheNation.com, the NCAA brought in $1.15 billion just from the television ads of March Madness. I'm sure audience members, myself, enjoy to watch every single year March Madness, some of our favorite college teams competing for the title. I mean, it's a very big deal. These numbers here brought in, that's more money just from television ads, more than the Super Bowl and the NBA playoffs. Here I have a picture of Nigel Hayes. Some may know he's a former Wisconsin Badger basketball player. Here you see a picture of him holding up a sign related to what I'm speaking about today. Broke college athlete, anything helps. And underneath he put his Venmo code. Venmo is a service that allows people to send money to other individuals. Well, this was on ESPN. More than 500,000 people saw this. And so you could imagine the type of money that he was accumulating in that Venmo. The NCAA quickly intervened, as they do so often, and forced him to donate the money to charity. Now, in this situation, he probably did accumulate quite a lot of money, more than someone of his age or deserving should have had. So that right here was a good thing to do. But the message, this is a top NCAA player during the year 2016. And he's asking for money. This was a genuine sign here. He was interviewed about it. ESPN reports that he, in fact, did have money issues, and that was just a funny way to go ahead and try to solve that problem. Another famous face, I'm sure we're all aware, Johnny Manziel. He played for Texas A&M, had a 2012 season and a 2013 season. During that time, he won the Heisman. Now, I'm sure many of you are aware of Johnny Manziel. Quick rundown, he was drafted by the Browns. He had a quick running with them, 1.5 seasons. After that, he was then released from the team. He did have some problems off the field, but ultimately he just wasn't getting it done on the field. It's a different level. So he was forced to play Canadian ball, where he's now trying to rejuvenate his career. Long story short, during the time that he played for Texas A&M, they brought in $37.5 million just from media impressions. And this is according to todaytamu.edu. According to Business Inside, in 2015, which is the year that Johnny Manziel left, he made $192.7 million for the school. And I word that the way I do because Johnny Manziel was a big deal during the time that he played at Texas A&M. He started making relationships with celebrities, which then brought a lot of attention to the school, which ultimately brought a lot of money. Those seats were never empty. Here is just a quick picture. Here you have the famous Drake sporting a Johnny Manziel jersey, watching Johnny Manziel on TV. That tells a pretty clear picture right here. Also, this is Rob Fosdick. I'm pretty sure you all have seen him on Living with the Kardashians. According to ESPN, he was drafted by the Browns in 2014, released later that season, and again he's making that comeback in the Canadian League. So I spoke about the problem, but here's my quick solution. Just like any job, any place that offers employment, they pay you based on what you bring to the table. Certain attributes are going to be valued more than others. So I think that kind of plays in the role if we're hypothetically speaking about a way to play college players. So I would say for all of the universities, D1 universities that bring in more than $3 million per year in sports, should pay their players in some sort of way. Because if you pay one player, you have to pay them across the board. Now, how much? That's what comes into play. There should be a minimum of at least $2,000 per year. I know that doesn't sound like much, but for a college student, that is a lot. It costs $1,167 to live, according to USA Today, outside of the classroom. So the things that are not included in tuition. And I feel like the max should be $10,000. No reason why a college kid, because it is college sports, should be getting lump sums. And a way to eliminate those lump sums, not even to a way to eliminate a student even bringing home $2,000 wholesome. We should give it to them over a monthly salary, sort of like installments. Here are my sources, and thank you for your time today.